Come in with a decent game plan and execute it to take it into that third map. Already into the pistol, we've got some util set for both CSGO and for aliStair. And for the win, have already started to try and take some of that log control.
It's upper tunnels control for the T-side line order in position. FTW is holding their own, waiting for order to pop out of things and try to press the issue, especially over on the short control. It's Arrows that might see them at that gap in the mid doors, but doesn't really do so. Starts to swing, but he's not going to see any info. There's no one watching this position.
It's got to be a retake setup, in all honesty. You've got a kit, you've got a couple of flashes to work with for the Portuguese. And try and get that lurk smoke down first and foremost, get a double cross in, and just try and get that short plant forward and see if they can continue the press.
The counter flash from Arrows is going to miss out entirely. A second one will be able to get posted out. USP needs some serious backup though. Headshots will get landed against the first player and the second. Arrows may not even need the support. He gets two on the way out. Agil also chimes in against Hats, who does find that one trade, and Sicko will find a way back out of the situation. The rotation to B will ensue.
Yeah, it's what they can do after that fact, though, and even can they get the bomb down? Is there going to be any support coming through from Ins to cut the rotates off with this P250? Gets denied from anything.
Yeah, straight headshot for Agil's swing. Now Sicko left alone in the 1 versus 3 for the 4K clutch. USP pulled out, does find that headshot, but takes a lot of damage for it. Second tap on the bomb. Another player inbound from window. Jerks swinging in from the doors, and that'll be the combination that gets the pistol round together for FTW.
As soon as they know that Ins is going to fall, there's no way you get the bomb down, because you just know those rotations are going to be too quickly. So the best thing that Sicko can do, fake it once, draw the fight. Fake it twice, draw the fight. And if you can end up forcing it to a 1v1 position, then you probably actually have a decent chance of getting that extra cash bonus down. Good cancellation from the order side to realize, okay, we probably shouldn't commit all the way to A here. It's just unfortunate that Ins isn't able to find anything cutting those rotates off aggressively in mid.
Glock's pulled out for order in this one, no bomb plant of course, so no major buy in the second round. Basis Story and Diaz can deal with a lot of that mid pressure, and Diaz will get overwhelmed by the HP bars, so for Master aliStair to utilize, but now Jerks moving in towards that top mid position, catching Sicko and leaving aliStair alone.
You can't expect much in a round like this. Maybe one more kill. I mean, chuck the FAMAS away. Maybe if Jerks was looking at that thinking, oh, I want an upgrade come the second round.
Face to the M4 though, so even if Jerks did want that rifle, he won't be able to get it. So 2-0 start again for FTW. It was the order side that won the first pistol over on Nuke, so the early momentum going the way of the Portuguese squad is definitely encouraging. Whether they can springboard that into a definitive half here. Rifles coming out now.
Yeah, Jerks is the only player for the win to have a positive rating in the last 3 months of Dust2, Jay. So that's not the most encouraging signs to some of their results, but maybe he's the guy we need to look out for the most.
We sat with the SMG in this one, so maybe not in this particular round.
Oh, lovely.
Nice nade onto Hats, and the spray through from Jerks actually can capitalize upon that kill. M4 dropped, but he captures Ins on the jump face. Sicko finally deals with him to a 3-on-3, but FTW with those casualties and with the HP advantage have come out on top.
Yeah, very scrappy with the long take, with the training game, just relentlessly trying to get back and forth. aliStair with this rat play, it's being watched right now.
Yeah, Agil, eyes set on that short position, watching down out towards CT spawn just in case. Not spotting anything for the time being though. Utility thrown, the smokes in particular sent down. In that position here in the round, they will make their way up short.
Timing's going to be everything. Story's got to be careful about how he has his weapon drawn towards the elbow position. He struggles, and surely that's the round done now.
Yeah, very awkward spray. Agil and Arrows don't have a lot of cash to back them up or back up their teammates, so a retake would be ill-advised here. Agil's still going to swing for it, though. Seems like a flash to support him. Sees one, spray through against aliStair to a 2-on-2. Arrows, you planning anything cheeky, sir? He's walking forward. Slowly but surely, Lee has the low HP as well. The FAMAS can actually get the kill. This is back on. Sicko's got to get the spray, and Arrows turns it into a 2K. Never mind about the save. FTW pulled that one off.
I don't know how. That's an unreal retake coming through from For the Win. And the more rounds I watch from these guys, the more maps I watch from these guys, it feels like my positivity towards them and backing grows slightly every single time. I mean, rounds like that should not be possible. The fact that Story has an uncomfortable spray towards their elbow position, that's a 2v3 recovery, and they make it look easy.
We called it done off the back of that elbow kill. FTW said it's not done till we say it's done. It's done. They take the round itself, 3-0. guns back for order thanks to that bomb plant. Damage was done to the CT, so their own economy will be limited itself. But look at the util they've got in play for the T side. At
least they've got hats out towards the blue bin, so this could be drawing that fight out into the open if For the Win want to put a little bit more pressure towards that long control. You can see Diaz just jiggle peeking to catch any information on that jump up towards Xbox. But you're right about the util standpoint. It's going to be difficult for Order to muster up much in a round like this.
Yeah, M4 just baiting in for Diaz. Hoping he can see something, but just nothing being offered up by the Order side. Happy to sit behind the doors and eventually take face as he shoulder baits. Still get the tag off as well.
They just try and stall for time. Agil still trying to really press the issue. And that's kind of what Order are hoping for, is an over-aggression.
Oh, I didn't even see the player popping out slide. I thought that would be an easy layup for him to adjust towards aliStair. At least Jerks can get the trade back. A story set with a sniper rifle. The AWP that's shoulder baited, but the nade comes back to do the damage against two players, and he tags one actually, and not even that much on aliStair.
Yeah, they're going to try and press in for the mid doors. Diaz is in a very good position. This is close range for him with the M4.
He starts to back away though. Leave a little bit of control back to Order. The AK is just sitting in and will start to make their way back up on the short position. Smoke down from FTW, suppressing for the next 25 seconds. Order are going to make a move.
Yeah, they've got to make a choice here. It seems like the A split with a late lurk from aliStair out towards a long position gets caught off by the AWP.
It's a big frag, seeing the head of Jerks. The AWP can turn back for Story, who can double up in this. Inns finds one strike out towards mid. Liaz will trade it back to a 2-on-2, but I think Story's done enough. The AWP continues fighting. The bomb's trying to commit as Inns drops. Liaz is left alone to just secure that bomb plant, and now on for the clutch of a lifetime. A 1-on-2 for the 3K. Smoke to buy some cover, but the AWP's closing in slowly but surely. The pistol tapping. Liaz looking for an engagement to get a frag, but he just can't do it. Arrows will overwhelm again, and FTW keep the streak alive.
Yeah, they're doing really well on their CT side, and typically speaking, that's not what we normally expect for the win. They actually average a round win percentage of 34.6 on their CT side in the last 3 months.
Doing well so far. CT side kicked off on the right foot. FTW again forcing out an early tactical from Order. They used all 4 of their tacticals over on Nuke to no avail. So this is already a bad sign for me.
And just knowing that you've made a couple of roster changes only this year. They parted ways with Lozrin and signed Agil and Story. Obviously, you saw the way in which he went from For the Win over to Sword, decided to come back. They gave him the opportunity to shine. And it definitely feels like this could be the breakout tournament. And I always feel like those teams that aren't on our radar just need one event. That one event where they come through, they kind of put yourselves on the map. And this may just be that event for them.
Well, certainly they are making a name for themselves here in conference, and even if they don't make it to Pro League. Tanks route to the limit, beat them, and then potentially beat Order in 2-0. That's what the early doors look like for them. A hell of a statement to send to some veterans of Counter-Strike. Hat spotting one player, not quite getting the shot off on Jerks. It's a slow walk up mid to gain that mid control.
Yeah, Story actually AWPing towards the CT side, dual crossfire being set out from the mid doors itself, and he's actually starting to prod around. Does get spotted, so at least that's some information to work with.
The Story took a shot. Oh, that great nade. Again, well placed from FTW. Hats on 29. The incendiary means that you won't be able to push ahead if it comes out from Jerks at the right moment. He's waiting for a util response.
Yeah, Order, we've seen that coming into this event and in their previous games, they've been so strong with opening picks on the T side, Jay. We need to see that here on Dust2.
Incendiary back from Story instead, drives Liaz forward. Agil sat at pit, flashes in as Jerks, takes the directive engagements, almost gets a triple for it. Sicko forced to respond and will be able to do so, but at 10 HP, he's basically a dead man from here. Bombs on his back and everything. They'll consider rotating back, falling away towards the mid control.
It might even be a position in which you just save, hold on to your rifles, Jay. Not much is being presented in a round like this. They're backing off completely.
Yeah, the save call. Or is it? They're going back up short. This is very miscoordinated from Order, and it leads to another casualty. Sicko somehow escapes with a frag. Liaz going to catch off Arrows as well, but as he falls, Story will find the trade on Sicko. So Liaz, again, 10 seconds to get the bomb down, force out another 1v2 clutch. Will dive into CT. Engagement against one, but didn't have time to transfer to the second. Story has him marked and has the 5th round for FTW.
It's a decent effort. It looks like a save. They might have that second call. Actually, boys, let's go for it. Let's try and make it happen, because did feel feel as if it was a late effort to try and get into that side directly. Force it down into that 1v1, but doesn't quite come through. Story, he's been the man of the hour towards that ramp position. He's been finding a lot of continued success with the orb.
That's the compound to his success over the course of this series. Wasn't the star per se, but he had the impact. Right now, he's taking the ball by the horns. 7 kills in, top fragger in the server. It's Order. Have their half buy-in for this one. Seems to be the set piece on the B side.
8 rounds on D side is what they gained against Endpoint yesterday. Try and see if they can at least muster up something like that. B-pop coming through, but it looks decent for the hole.
And Arroz will get his 2 frags. Diaz will play sacrificial for him, and now back up will arrive in Story. The AWP watching and waiting, flashing forward. The reload found at the M4 as 2 players break away. Consider the rotate.
Yeah, Order trying to go in for that B-pop, go in for the XE, and while they get the trade onto Diaz, it's still a couple of kills going down towards the back of site directly. And the upgraded pistols haven't been able to find all too much in the round. They need to give themselves another way in. They're just waiting for a mistake. They're hoping for some over-aggression. And so far, the Portuguese have been really disciplined in man advantage situations for not making silly mistakes.
Won't make any silly mistakes against the pistols either. Just wait back. They know they have the advantage and the firepower and the man advantage, which will extend to 2 now. Jerks getting ins. Sicko and aliStair not sure where to go except forward. They have to get the money bonus in this round.
Yeah, even that pick going down towards a mid position. Sicko getting caught off guard. aliStair being the last one left. And a very good start here on Dust2 is continuing for the win. Remember, Jay, they've been a part of the ESL circuit, currently in the advanced playoffs. They won main last season. So this is a team that went from ESL main, yeah, they won it. They went all the way through the playoffs, beating a Vanguard in that grand final, into advanced playoffs, winning 2 local events of SOAR in the grand final on LAN, and now putting on a very good showing in conference. It just seems like that step has jumped so quickly.
Yeah, the usual progression from advanced would be ECL, right? And then from there you come to conference.
Yeah, you'd maybe have a few events in the mix between then.
Not for FTW though. Jerks again with the opening kill on Sicko. Hats got caught from damage. In's forced to respond to it. But Jerks flashing his way forward to take another good face-up. Does some damage to aliStair. Diaz forced to trade back, and now the AWP of Story doesn't quite find the position he wants. Not quite the flick onto aliStair's AWP battle. Nades up towards him to do some damage, but no, 1 HP. The spray's actually pretty good for them.
Yeah, excellent utility usage once again. Something we can continue to praise the Portuguese for. Even Agil on the site, he might be out of multi-frag.
Diaz coming in for the backstab, so he might have to stand and fight, or maybe just stall for time. Story lands his shot in the end for Mark2 to line up. Gets aliStair, and well, there's the AWP to close out the last. Wow, this is looking great for FTW. 7-0 now.
And they're being outclassed right now. I think for FTW, we've got some variety, I'd like to say, Jay, on this city side. We've got the passiveness, but we've also got some of the wacky stuff. In that round there, Jerks gets flashed very highly forward, goes out towards short, Story's peeking in for the doors, and I think it shows that when For the Win want to play with a little bit more confidence, when they want to be on the front foot and try and get some aggressive maneuvers, they could be very successful in doing so.
And the composure, the wackiness, the standard style, the mix and amalgamation of everything that FTW are bringing to the table is forcing more tacticals out of Order. What is the solution here, Dwayne? What do they have to do to break the streak?
Well, first of all, they need opening picks. They're really struggling in that department. They've got to strengthen on the defaults first off. And they've got to find a way to cut off Story. Like, I know he's not having an insane map, but anytime he's posted on a bomb site, he's finding picks. And they need to quiet him down. They've got to find a protocol to shut Story out of the equation of these impactful frags.
I mean, saying he's not having an amazing map is probably a bit of an understatement, honestly, or maybe an overstatement.
He's having a
really
consistent map, I would say.
He's top fragger with 2 other players, also at 9 picks. So right now, FTW, they have the kill spread that looks good high as well. So there are 3 stars on this roster, really. Frag found from Liaz. At least gets the opener with the Deagle base. It's the half buy for Order comes up good. FTW have able to swing back, get aliStair. Liaz will fall towards Diaz. Now the Orpa story can rotate up further. USB taps, removes Sicko. They don't even need the rifles. They've dropped the bomb. And yes, the T's will take control of the site itself. Ins can strike against the player for that. Trying to do damage to Diaz. 11 HP. He will get tagged low. This is workable for Order, actually.
They've got to try and bait in some further fights, and it is coming for the short position, but Hats is going to fall. Now Ins is the last one left. The fights just continue coming forward. This is an expensive round.
2 kills to his name, and now some weapons to play with. The AK versus 16 HP is spread across 2 players for FTW. This is winnable. He's got the time to play with. That bomb's being watched by 2 individuals here.
Top fragger on that encore game. Hasn't quite had the series that he was hoping for. This could be his chance, Jay, to really step up in the clutch.
Presses forward. And he'll be the first man top of blue box. Not even detected and not even giving a chance to the T-side man to get his shot back. A quick execution, a blow to the head that gives no room whatsoever. And well, you had a little bit of hope for a moment. Instead, it turns to the half victory for FTW. Flawless in this half. I'm getting concerned, like. It's one of those games where it's like you look at the situation, it's like, oh no, this is going to end up being a blowout.
Yeah, no, I've been concerned for a while, in all honesty. This has been a disappointing first half from Order, and I know that they'll think that themselves. And they've been outclassed right now against the Portuguese, and for the win, the credit has to go completely to them, really punishing in so many details. Order trying to make anything happen, even the slight jiggle from Inz's perspective, just to kind of get a lurk out towards that B side.
I think that knock smoke also missed there. He tried to go for the back towards spawn one onto the mid doors. Hasn't worked out. You can see that Hats will be exposed if he gets up to Xbox, and allowing Story the shot. Get to the tag there, not quite the frag for it. aliStair is the man that strikes first.
Now that opening pick deals with Diaz, opens up a slight window of opportunity for a mid to B and get the counter utility back. Jerks wants to fight it though.
Swinging in with an extra smoke that denies some vision for Order. Holds at the edge of it because there is a gap that aliStair will try and exploit, but where will he look towards it? Towards B, towards that top position, towards spawn. To neither it seems, backing up and away into the tunnel to join his teammates for the XE. Now rotations out, Jerk sees one, Arroz focuses on Liaz in the back, and Jerk gets a double, dropping that bomb as Arroz also gets a double himself. aliStair standing alone to basically get a 4K, a full-on ace in this round. Smokes back, flashes forward, another CT seen, but the shot not connecting, and now backup has truly arrived here.
Yeah, players all around. Such a difficult clutch for aliStair. Even thinking that someone might be down towards that car position, it's the lack of information too.
Drop in, make a lot of noise. Molotov thrown out for them both to swing. They know what to do in that case. Fast reactions from FTW. And WTF is this map.
And even in that sort of situation, you could see that Jerks obviously wanted to play quite aggressively in and around the mid-smoke. aliStair is there with the AWP. He decides to rotate away. And as soon as he leaves the mid doors and goes towards lower tunnels, Jerks realizes there's no one mid. So what am I going to do? I'm going to back up my B defender. Very good mid-round calls with information gathering right now.
Hero AK by now for Order, trying to pull out all the stops. In's first man in with the AK, evading the AWP already with the flash support, needs to win that fight, and he gets it, but Agil, so quick on the response, doubles up in fact. aliStair picks up the AK mantle and does trade it back to a 3-on-3. Now Hats is trying to strike with a fantastic flick. Okay, we're back in once again, but there's a player out towards Elevator that will get dealt with, and it looks like at long last, Order will get their first round.
Now that's going to give him some confidence, Jay. Great sequence out of Hats, the whip around to come through from the Tech 9 towards that short position, and then the follow-up, the flash to go down, the Elevator player completely blinded. Hats with a multi-frag, Order with their first.
And Arrows will try his hand at the retake, it seems. I wouldn't advise it with the money being where it is for the CT side. It does find Hats the easy pick. It's the next two that will be difficult, catching a player with his back turned and seeing the second man. That Molotov not extending towards Liaz's position. No diffuse kit for Arrows. Ivory's got the headshot anyway, and now needs to charge forward. USB pulled out, looks for the third kill, and he's got it, but he just doesn't have the time. What an effort that was.
A very good attempt. My goodness, that's going to cripple the economy on the opposition. For Order, you get your first round, no one stays alive. And like you mentioned, Jay, it's sometimes the decision-making here for the win, which makes them such an exciting team. You knew that clutch wasn't going to come through because the time's not there, the kit's not there. And while the round doesn't get won, it's still 3 kills. Who in their right mind would have attempted to go for a 1v3 like that in conference? Maybe for the win?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, certainly not anyone of a reasonable mindset, but FTW very clearly don't have that much of a reasonable mindset in this match.
It's entertaining. I'm loving it.
Oh, no, it's entertaining, and it's working, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's working for them. And at the end of the day, how can you criticize that? 9-1 on the board. Finally a good round from Order, but in spite of that, they call their third tactical.
And just knowing that they played Eternal Fire in the first round, Sprout in the second, that's the worst draw for an underdog team.
Yeah.
That is the draw of death. So I looked at that Sprout game and go, yeah, it's going to be a slapping, isn't it? For the win, going out in last place. They continue to prove us wrong. Map after map, series after series.
And it should be noted that if things keep going this way, it will be for the win in the advancement matches tomorrow against the Luminar if they get that far.
Even that's a winnable game.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like FTW in Pro League. Think about that. Order trying to stop that by any means necessary, keep their own chances at EPL alive. Diaz, first man in, sprays down, gets only one. A ton of damage done to Jerks, and the rotates will come in quick.
For the win, have just got so much information, though. They've aggressed down short, they've got some mid-pressure, too. Even out towards the B site, you can see Story quite bat passive. Jerks keeping his eyes on a swivel, up to top mid, over towards those lower tunnels. And with the AWP on B, Order are going to have to do a very good job to force him out into the open.
It's been a while since we've seen Story have a frag. He might have to equalize the top frag position again here. He stands alone with backup so far away. He lands that first shot. That second flick, not quite as lucky. He's going to get a second crack at it, though. Backup coming in for the backstab, the smoke's down to suppress vision, and that kill was actually stalled for enough time that now Arrows is here to the slight defensive, seeing the Achilles heel of Liaz as Jerks gets hacked in the mid position, a smoke and a nade down to try block them from making their way into lower tunnels. Order is surrounded.
Just when it looked like Hats was going to have that backstab to open up the short commit to bring that bomb over towards the A site, Jerks turns around, and now Arrows is aggressing in the upper tunnels because, of course, you keep wanting to fight in 4v2s, don't you?
He loses the fight anyway, but he still gives Story a chance to make his double happen. A triple on for the AWPer as Sicko just finds no way forward. 20 seconds to press anyway, get the angle, but pull out util against Jerks, giving up double digits to FTW.
And it just feels like Order can't do anything. Even in that sort of play, there's no lurk smoke, there's no jiggle peek, there's no bait. Instead, aliStair goes in for a dry peek with the AWP and just gets banged out of the server. Story's there from the back of Plaid. They've got the protocols on lock. Yeah, there's a couple of rounds in which they get very aggressive for the win, like what they did in that 4v2. But Order are having such a rough time on their map pick. And what's weird is that their map pick of Mirage yesterday against Endpoint was the one that was super one-sided to Endpoint, but yet the non-map pick, the one of Dust2, was actually their strongest.
Oh, Diaz, spray, one to two individuals. Drops that bomb with Agil support. Liaz, the third player to fall in that exchange. And already this half-buy has been ripped apart. Order trying to go whole hog in against this FTW side, just catching nothing for it. No luck, no chances. And yes, it is pistols, but it's going to be another round to a 10-round deficit that FTW will extend. At least there's exits, but I don't think it does much here.
No, I don't think so at all. You have to try and get another kill towards that long position just to regain the bomb. Sicko has seen one of the short players, at least. Try and get that Deegan for a pick. Okay, something's being presented now.
Now it seems to do something. Second player on the way towards that long control. Ian's looking for the headshot, and if he landed that onto Diaz, that might have been enough. Instead, Story set back towards that short control and get on that kill, turning in his 13th frag of this game. And the fourth and final tactical is called for Order. They just have no ideas here.
Yeah, we saw Order be able to qualify to EPL Season 13. They were able to get a win. Remember, that's Core 4 with Malta as well, who's now over at Vertex. They had the opportunity of going to EPL Season 14 through the Oceanic plane. Unfortunately, with the travel restrictions, they pulled out, and that was where Forza decided to go in instead. And they were here in conference last season, beat Renewal, the team with Dobu, the Mongolians. They then went down to Extra Salt in the upper bracket and Eternal Fire in the lower bracket, not winning a single map in their losses. So to come here to conference in Season 16 on LAN, on stage, They want to do better, and unfortunately, we're not seeing that.
They had some tougher positions in that previous conference season. Seeing here now that their elimination might come at the hands of FTW.
Is it the Tyloo aspect? Like what we saw yesterday, where it's just the expectation is so much higher than the result?
It is a possibility. Certainly is.
Because we had so much higher expectations for Tyloo than what we saw against Illumina.
And vice versa for Order the same. At least we gave FTW a chance in that case, but it's hindered a little bit. Quick execution coming in for the T side and arrows, and Jerks just have it on lock. They're not even letting anyone into this B site. Sorry, mates, we're closed for business. aliStair trying to force out the shutters and get to double for it. A smoke down onto the B doors, and he's going to rotate away, but there's a backstab inbound from Aegon. I'm not sure he expects this.
Now, this is a very good reposition. Get up towards top mid. You'll start hearing the footsteps if at all possible. aliStair has got to try and find a way to isolate these 1v1s and slow the clock. He's got plenty of time to work with.
Fires into suicide, though, I think has been heard. Actually, Aegon's back's turned here. The scope must have been heard there. Yep, but the shot connects, actually. 3 kills. Now engaging against Story in the York v York battle for the quadra clutch on the T side to bring in round 2. A flash going over, catches aliStair completely blind. He's dodging and weaving, trying to evade any AWP shot he can. Sees the man, sees the gun barrel. He's not baiting. He lands a leg shot, pulls out util, pistol in, and Story tries to hold his own 30 seconds. aliStair with that Molotov will drive him back and force the stalemate.
Does he try and go up towards A? Back up towards Xbox for the short position! Story's gonna win it. Another clutch going their way. And you can see the face, can't you? aliStair is fuming.
He did so well up until the last decision. Oh, that's gotta hurt. That has gotta hurt so much. I don't know what to say, Dwayne. I don't even think they know what to say there.
Yeah.
The tag, the Molotov, the Glock pulled out and everything. Had he gone to B, he would have secured the plant. Maybe faced some resistance on a first shot at the cross to the B doors. That one decision, that was the difference.
And that was anyone's round, right? Both AWPers were missing for a little while there, and eventually Story is the one that comes out on top. Sometimes that just happens in the clutches, in the 1vx's, it gets a bit frantic. And for the win, come out on top. Order back onto the rifle round. And again, it's the limitations of the utility, Jay, because we're just not seeing bomb plants. They're just not coming.
Arrows flashed in for so many. A triple with Agil finding Sicko in the mix. Ins in a 1-on-5. It's round done already.
Beautiful utility usage again there. The flash assist perfect. The dry face into ins. Everyone staying alive. AKs all around. And what a way to back up your AWPer in Story after winning an important 1v1 to then have a round like that. To really put the emotion down.
I don't want to call it over, Drake, but I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's over. 13-1 of the half. Order can make up a second round, maybe. But FTW has been looking like a complete unit by comparison. Nonsensical plays that have still worked. At least Ins gets the start up here. And they will let them cross towards short. 2 CTs to back it all up. Fast plays.
Yeah, very quick indeed. Jerks trying to get up to the site. 1-for-1 trade. Still alive, and he's got the HE.
Nice nade in to do some damage to Hats. Swing out. He's low HP. He still wins a fight with arrows chiming into Liaz. Hats finally gets that trade. Bursts through to the second kill. Brings in to a 1 versus 1. But arrows, top fragger on the CT side, top fragger in server. The man he's got a challenge. Hats is planted open, and it's a perfect spray for a 14-1 near perfect half for FTW. They look dominant, and the atmosphere on the stage must be absolutely livid for Order. Heku, how they doing?
This was so one-sided. I mean, this is the third Dust2 we had today. In the first 2 series, it was 8-7, 8-7, and right now this scoreline is probably not something that we expected, especially considering that Order was the one that picked this map. We'll see what happens in the end after the break.
From the back roads to back streets, I see you foes trying to trap me, but I don't run like a track meet, even though I'm #1 like an athlete. And the way I maneuver around you and through you, I'm coming and I'm bound to pursue you. I'm everything that you knew of, plus more. What's in store is I'm about to get to you. Sleepless nights, better think this twice before you step to me and come and speak with strife. There's a lesson when you reach my life. It'll be chin-checking and I'll teach you right. Plenty tried, plenty failed. Too many times I've seen plenty bail. And there will be no surprise what I'm about to do when you are looking through my eyes. See many go, see many come. See that they won't bring it to me, son. Try me if you want, but won't be any fun. I'll take the challenge, I'll beat anyone. I'm the one, I'll be quite clear. Bow down to no one, I'm right here. I get it in, I don't fight fair. And guess what? I'm your worst nightmare. Cause I ain't taking no losses, and I don't even care what the cost is. Are you prepared for the forces I'm about to bring? Cause I'm the boss of all bosses. I penetrate your thoughts and fill them with doubt. You gon' feel where I'm coming and feel what I'm about. If they come in with the drama, I'm wheeling them out. Cause I ain't about to have somebody here stealing my clout. I keep my friends close, enemies closer, cause that's the way it is and the way it's supposed to be. Anybody can see there's only room for one, and that one is me. Plenty tried, plenty failed. Too many times I've seen plenty bail. And there will be no surprise what I'm about to do when you are looking.
Unbelievable scenes for Order as they go down 14-1. They look dejected, they look defeated, they look lost right now here on Dust2 for the win. Are looking set for the win in this series. They just need 2 rounds to egg, and with the way this has gone so far, I think that's just an inevitability.
Yeah, I think they're more heartbroken than I am, right? You could just see there.
Understand, right? As an Aussie, Dwayne is pretty heartbroken right now.
No, but it is a disappointing performance, right? And when it is a lower bracket game, you have high expectations. We had it yesterday for Tai Lu, and it's just not delivering. Your map pick, that was an abysmal first half from them, and for the win, just they smashed them. They absolutely pummeled them. And now with a 14-1 win pistol, this is done. This game is over, and for the win are going for the next round.
May already be over, even if they don't win the pistol. A good rifle round will set them back on the back foot, but it doesn't look like they're going to lose this pistol from the starting basis. Diaz gets that opening kill. Sicko forced to back up, running out of ammo and running out of life. aliStair next to task. Goosh down. Inns gets 1 trade, at least trying to face and provide some support, but aliStair has such low HP. He gets away with a frag to bring it into a 2v3, but it favors FTW here.
Yeah, still trying to see if they could dry face their way forward out to that long contact. Inns does not have that rotator of hats just yet. That's playing out from mid.
And smokes down to the cross. Only one of them put up there. I think the second one got lost in the casualties. At least there's an even man standing, so Order not out of this pistol just yet. A-Gill going to cross. Bomb on the back of Arrows, though. The backstab in from Hats might be the interesting element. Inns has seen the headshot and sees that player. Tags him up. That might force him out, but they're aware of Hats. They get the kill. Inns needs to get a 2K clutch, but it's not going to happen once again. Map match point for the win. Order a single round away from coming crashing out of the Pro League conference.
And it's got to be just another crazy upset. Not just the fact that you're beating Order, but in this sort of way. Yeah, you can give them the credit for beating Sprout yesterday, but even that's a crazy upset in itself. The fact that they're able to replicate that performance, and I'd even say do one better.
When you're stretching the term upset, in my opinion.
Oh, 15-1, mate. Come on a map pick. How can you not call that an upset?
Well, we did give FTW the benefit of the doubt here. There were some predictions for them to win the series. And they are on track to do that right here. Arrows, 1 out of 5 kills gained. Hat, Sicko, aliStair, and Liaz left alone. Deagle firing, forced away by the sheer firepower of the AKs. And a scout can't do any better.
That just forced onto the retake, and you've even got 2 late lurkers in for the win. This should be them just closing up, Jay.
Lean forward, Liaz Forward onto Dawn, forward onto Death. A couple kills for the 5-7. Sicko turns 180, but he can't handle it. It's Hats alone in a CT spawn. Can't even see Agil. All he can see is Death, Demise, and elimination for Order. 16-1. I cannot believe that that was our ending map.
Yeah, that is a huge surprise to me. The fact that it's just not even competitive, Order just being outclassed completely, and after seeing how Nuke went, it felt as if we were going to get a pretty good Dust2.
Look at them.
Yeah.
I do feel sorry for them in a certain extent because we gave them at least their map, right?
Yeah, of course.
Like, even the guy...